Hey everybody, Father Mike here. Today we're celebrating the Solemnity of St. Joseph. And today's readings give us two great figures of faith. Of course, St. Joseph and also Abraham. We get that from St. Paul in our second reading today. And these two great figures of faith challenge us to consider our own faith life in a new way. I think a lot of times when we think about faith, we think about creed, which is a very important component. We talk about what our belief structures look like. But in people like Abraham and Joseph, we also see the fidelity aspect of faith. And classically defined, faith means the two. It's what I believe, but it's also faith as faithfulness. There's a great book by the philosopher Soren Kierkegaard called Fear and Trembling. It's worth reading. And he asks the question, well, if faith and faithfulness was credited to Abraham, what exactly was it? What was his faith? And where he lands is faith for Kierkegaard is resignation, kind of my acceptance and fidelity of the reality of my life, which is beyond my comprehension, the thing that I can't make sense of, get my head around, and yet I choose to be faithful to God and continue to walk with him anyway. Certainly, Christian faith takes that further step and sees in all the things we can't understand and get our heads around, the crises that come into our lives. Faith sees in that a loving providence, a faithful presence of God somehow working out our salvation through the incomprehensible challenges and tensions and conflicts that come into our life. But in any case, we look at the stout-hearted fidelity of great faith figures like St. Joseph, whose feast we celebrate today, or like Abraham, our father in faith, says St. Paul. And we see in them these two sides of one coin. When we talk about a renewal of faith during these days of Lent, we're talking about sinking our teeth more deeply into what we believe, but also trying to get our hands around how we believe it, which is to say, we're looking at a deeper call to a more complete act of fidelity. Faith is believing, and it's also being faithful. And of course, Joseph is the great example.